Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. We are working on a seated bridge, which is in our glute series of our leg strengthening series. So we're working on strengthening our lower limbs, our legs, and part of that is working on the back side, the glutes, and we're going to do that with a seated bridge. So you will need a chair. If you want to grab a chair, go ahead and grab one and come on back and we'll get started. Okay, so the seated bridge, I am seated sideways so you can see me. If you may have done a bridge before in some kind of an exercise class. It's when you're lying on the floor, your feet are out in front of you with your knees bent and you lift your hips toward the ceiling. Well, we're going to do that same motion in a chair, okay? So we don't have to get ourselves up and down off of the floor. So we're in a chair, we're going to sit toward the front of the chair so our hips are closer to the front of the chair. And our knees are about 90 degrees. Our hands are going to come behind us on the chair. Okay, from here you can walk your feet out just a little bit if you'd like to. Now I like to have my hands so that the fingers are pointed out on the chair behind me. You can kind of play around with what's comfortable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my shoulders down away from my ears. Okay, so I'm not scrunched like this, right? Pulling the shoulders down away from my ears, and then I lift my hips up toward the ceiling and I look toward the ceiling. And then I come back down. Woo! I can feel it fire up all the way along the back side of the legs and the glutes. That's a good one. All right, here we go. Take a nice big breath in. Shoulders away from the ears, and we push the hips up toward the ceiling and we look up and we release back down. Now when I'm doing this, I like to push my heels into the ground. I think that really helps fire up through the back side of the legs and the glutes. So I invite you to try that on this next one. Okay, now to get my shoulders away from the ears, if I push into the chair and pull my head up toward the ceiling, it should do the trick. Here we go. Big inhale and exhale. Lift the hips up toward the ceiling and down. Good. Let's do two more. And then we'll take a little break. And up and down. Now I exhale as I go up on this one. And inhale down. Good. Let's take a little break. We're going to do 4 or 5 more. Take a break when you need to. As always, our goal is 8 to 10 total. Okay, so here we go. We have a little break now. Let's take a big inhale. Ears away from the shoulders, or shoulders away from the ears, and we exhale, lift up, pushing into the ground, pushing those heels in, and up. This is 2, and 3. Good. On the last one, we're going to hold it. Are you ready? 4. And what you could do when you hold it is you could add a little pulse. So you could come down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Woo! The glutes are working. And down. Good. All right. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. And you'll want to stretch that out. Okay. And again, I invite you to check out our stretching videos if you haven't already to get a nice stretch through those glutes. Good. So we're strengthening the backside. Now, an important reason that we strengthen the backside is what happens as we get older is some of us are very active. Some of us aren't very active. I find even now that I sit a lot more than I used to. So as we sit, our backside gets weaker, right? And right through here it gets really tight. And what happens is we start to slouch over because the front tightens up and the back is weaker. So we want to keep those muscles back there nice and strong, which will help. It helps with posture. It helps with stability. It also helps us be able to get up and down out of the chair easier. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.